So I understand, Shane. Maybe one day you'll get another shot at the camp.
All right. We got someone on from the 757 area code. You're on the line with Hit the Ropes Radio. Who are we speaking with?
Chris Escobar.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Going good, man. How you guys doing?
Doing great. You're also on the line with Shane and Demetrius. We're doing great. We got a good show going on.
Yep. Glad to have you on, sir.
Right on.
All right. For those who did not hear, we've got Chris Escobar on the line. You're mainly running the Indy scene, but you were on, what was it, WWE Heat?
That was a while ago, though. It was in 2006. Me and Damian Wayne worked Murdoch and Cade right before they even started pushing them.
So how did that come about? Were they in the area and they needed some guys and you get recommended? How did you get on there?
I got booked through there's an NWA promoter down here in Virginia that used to run here. He doesn't anymore, named Rick O'Brien, and Bill Behrens used to do the extra booking back in those days, and he called up Rick and Rick called me. I was actually in Ohio and had to come back to Virginia to do the spot.
All right. And was it just because they needed guys? Were they looking at you?
No, I don't think they weren't looking at me. I was actually, when I was originally booked, it was to do like some security gimmick. I don't remember exactly what the hell they were doing, but I was booked for that. And Phil Brown's been working there for years and years and years. Has been doing dark matches forever. And they actually went up to Phil Brown and asked who could work, and he pointed me out, so they gave me the spot.
And I believe I've seen some YouTube clips with you and him. Have y'all gone back and forth a couple times?
Me and Wayne?
Phil? Did you say Phil?
Phil, me and Phil. I've only worked Phil a few times, man. I don't know. I'm on, like, every show I'm on, like, the guy's on. It's just, I don't know, he's a heavyweight. I'm, junior heavyweight. We never get to really wrestle too much.
Right. And so your style, I've seen you got a little technical. You do some high flying. How would you describe your style for those? If you haven't seen him, go ahead and check out his page, chrisescobar.com. You can see a couple of his matches up there. But for those who haven't clicked over yet, how would you describe your style?
I would hope well-rounded. I think I know a little bit of everything. I've spent time in a lot of different places, learning a lot of different things, and I think that if you watch me wrestle, I'm not a high flyer, I'm not a mat-based, I'm not a brawler, but I think you get a little bit of everything when you watch a match.
And I believe your page said you were wrestling since you were 15?
15, man. I broke into business as a kid. Yep.
And how? I mean, was it like backyard? Was it like me?
No, actually, no. I didn't know independent scene existed at all. This is back when ECW's like second pay-per-view had just came out. So I was just now, and I grew up on WWF. That's it. I didn't know WCW existed. I didn't know NWA existed. I didn't know anything except for WWE growing up. And so I heard of this indie show locally, and we went to it. And do you guys remember Merc, M-I-R-C, the chat forum way back in the day?
I don't remember.
I can't say I do.
Man, it's like a throwback. It is. It's really old. But anyway, the promoter of that show just so happened to be in one of the chat lines that my mom actually owned. And I got to talking to him. A couple months went by of me begging him. And I think he just didn't want a 15-year-old training. But one day, man, I was in somebody's house with the promoter and then one of the workers named Natron Steele. And they were asking me to prove that I wanted to do it, man. And they asked me to take off my shirt, put my hands behind my back. And this big-ass dude chopped me 40 times, knife edge, backhand, knife edge, backhand. And so I was pretty much bleeding and black and blue from shoulder to shoulder. And I think it was like 3 days after that I started training.
So did you show your mom that you were, crucified and bleeding from the chest?
My mom wanted to kill them. She wanted to kill them. She wanted to absolutely kill them. She was talking to lawyers, all that shit. But I don't know. I guess if you see passion in your son, you kind of roll with it. Right.
And so from there, they let you in. Did you have to pay to train? I know some of these guys are charging $2,000-$3,000.
Nope. My pay was that night. That's all I had to do. As a 15-year-old and a scrawny ass 15-year-old as that, I much rather would have given him like 1,500.
Yeah, that would have been a
bit of an initiation for you.
Yeah, it sucked, man, but man, it was well worth it.
How was it? How was it being, 15 in a wrestling school with all these other, adults, if you will?
There wasn't that many people. There was like three main guys. James Thurston was a promoter. Natron Steele was one of the trainers, and a guy named Scab was another trainer. And there was only I think I trained there for 2 straight years before ever doing anything, and I swear only like 5 or 6 people floated in and out of there. So it wasn't, it wasn't like that at all. It wasn't your traditional training school and you have a building, 15 trainees and a couple of trainers. It was more of a group of friends, And to me, it was like a kid in a playground, I didn't even look at wrestling as a business. I didn't even realize it was a business or that I could make a living off of it, even at that point. It was fun,
So how much did they pay you for your first, when you finally got in the ring? What was your first night pay?
Well, my first match wasn't with them. I was 15 when I started with them. I trained for a couple years. I got into some trouble and went away for a couple years, and I moved up to Virginia and resurfaced. When I came up to Virginia, my very first legit show was for a company called CZW in North Carolina. It was ran by a guy named Caesar. He put me in a battle royal and paid me $5, man.
$5.
$5. And it was in like a bull rodeo arena, man. I shouldn't have been doing anything there anyway. I didn't even have gear at the time. Sanjay Dutt actually let me wear some of his old shit that he had laying in his bag. And I went out there with like sneakers and this like Arabian costume outfit thing and whatever.
So fast forward. Go ahead, Demetrius.
No, I was going to say, so Chris, with you starting, wrestling, you said you started at the age of 15. You were strictly a fan of, at the time, WWF. Who were some of your influences? Who did you look up to, or who did you want to, be like in terms of your style in the ring?
Man, Hillbilly Jim. Honestly, growing up, Hillbilly Jim is probably the person I remember the most. I don't even know why, and I don't even really remember his matches. I think it's more the promos and looking at the entrance that he used to do. But for some reason, like everybody else would say Hulk Hogan or whatever, but I mean Hillbilly Jim. And then after I grew up a little bit, and it wasn't just a 7, 8-year-old, 10-year-old watching wrestling. Then I got into the Rockers and Shawn Michaels, and freaking Michaels was like my idol forever.
That was my guess.
You get a lot of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, the guy's a legend, Who doesn't watch Shawn Michaels and want to at least work a little bit like him? He does everything exactly the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Right. Demetrius, were you saying something?
No, I was just saying we get a lot, from our guests. We get Shawn Michaels often. I don't know if anybody, Chris, has ever said Hillbilly Jim. So that's a pretty interesting.
Seriously, Hillbilly Jim was the man.
Hey, when I was a kid, I had the Hillbilly Jim action figure. So
yes, the little rubber one.
The rubber one, yes, I did have.
Sir. Oh yeah, man. Freaking Hogan used to job to him all the time in my living room.
Perhaps the only time Hogan would lose to Hillbilly Jim.
Oh shit.
That's true. Now you've come a long way since being 15, man. And what so far has been your most fun or greatest experience in indie wrestling?
Man. I don't have like favorite moments. I don't have favorite matches. I don't have favorite moves. I don't have favorite anything. I kind of like I like certain things for certain things. You know what I mean? Obviously the WWE spot, that was a golden moment that obviously hasn't reoccurred again yet, and I'm fucked WWE for not booking me again. Damn it. My first spot, the shot I did in Ring of Honor the very first time, that was big for me. Going down to Florida for FIP, all those things actually meant something. Actually, a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I threw everything that I had away. I packed up my car, and I moved out to California.